Welcome to the 2015 Game of the Year deliberations from GameDropZone.com. My name is Carl Schumann. Your name is Matthew Kershaw.
Is it? Wow, it's a surprise.
You, the listener, are Matthew Kershaw. All of you. How does it feel?
They have a horrible life then.
How does it feel to have those listeners inside of your very essence?
They're actually simps made of me.
Oh, God.
Yep.
You know Andrew House is a synth. Did you see his Kojima announcement?
And Andrew House, is he the one from New Vegas?
No, he's a Sony guy who announced that video with Kojima about their partnership. And he whacked out like 10 minutes of Japanese really well.
I remember. Yeah.
He's clearly a synth. He's not a real person. He's powered by the PlayStation 3 cell processor. Anyway, we're here to talk about video games, particularly the good ones that happened this year.
I don't know. There's some interesting stuff that you've got lined up for us here.
Yeah, so this is day one. This should be Christmas Day, if all goes well. So, be opening your presents and listening to us talk about Best New Character. And we're going to try to treat this with all the respect it deserves, which is not a lot. And so I've assembled this list of characters, which you probably don't recognize most of them, Matthew.
Yeah, I don't know 8 of them that are on this list.
So do you want to run down it, or do you want me to run down it?
You run down it because you made the list.
Oh, in number 1, no particular order, number 1 is Craite. Do you know who Craite is?
No, maybe you should say what game they're from.
That's from Fallout 4.
What?
The redhead... Have you not met Kate, the redhead girl in Fallout 4?
Oh, yeah, I found her. I sent her to live in Red Rockets and then never spoke to her again.
Oh, god damn it. Well, we should... we'll talk about her, because I like her. Number 2 is Agent Locke, which was almost on there as a joke, from Halo 5.
You liked Locke, though, didn't you?
We'll talk about him soon. In number 3, we have Evie Fyre from Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Ubisoft characters.
In number 4, we have Senya from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the Knights of the Fallen Empire, the new expansion. This might be the only category we talk about that game, because it's not really a game. It's only an expansion, but she's an excellent new character. And we have Hannah Smith, which I believe is the name of the woman from Her Story. Do you remember that FMV game?
No.
So, that FMV game where you click on different video clips and you try to work out this woman's story. And it's all about police interviews with this woman. Her partner's dead.
No.
Oh, come on. God damn it. I don't think we ever did a video on it, but I definitely talked about it with you. Anyway, she's an actual real person on video, so I don't know if that counts as a character. I guess it does.
Maybe.
Then we have fucking Cerys on Craite. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Who the fuck is that?
She's a badass lady with, I think, an axe from The Witcher 3. So, the islands of Skellige are one of the few parts of that game I legitimately liked, because it was kind of exactly where we live, the sort of rural coastal British, Scotland, Isle of Man, Ireland sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I really just enjoyed the culture, because I thought they got down to a lot of what sort of made those people and the land authentic. And she was my favorite character from that. Then we have Tora, also from Knights of the Fallen Empire. She's a foul-mouthed bitch with blue hair, so she's hilarious. I kind of included her as a joke.
All right.
Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
I know that one.
She's a character who has no clothing whatsoever.
But she's part plant, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you wouldn't expect a plant to wear a thong, but she does.
Yeah.
Sean from Fallout 4.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure this is Fallout 4. If not, then I don't know who this is.
Yeah, we'll get to Sean soon. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to talk about Sean without spoiling the game for you.
I already know the ending.
And Ciri from The Witcher 3, who's obviously the one of 2 protagonists you play as.
Oh, I thought this was for your iPhone.
Yes, I love talking to Ciri. She sets my alarm clock with such character each day.
Yeah.
I guess we can get rid of Agent Locke. That was sort of a joke because he's barely a character.
And I haven't even played the Halo 5 campaign yet.
I wish you had, because then it would make sense, because he says 5 lines. None of them are
He
good.
was in that really cool trailer, right, where they slide down the mountainside shooting things?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the way he runs has more character than his actual personality. No, I don't... He's just so insignificant. He does nothing. He's just he may as well be the Bungie silent protagonist.
That's good.
Which is a shame, because he's I don't want to say he's the first black lead, but certainly the first black lead in a Halo franchise.
What about Star Wars?
I guess he's Well, the Halo 5 came out before the new film, so I guess he beat Star Wars to the punch.
But Star Wars was set a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Fair point. Finn is actually Agent Locke's father. Spoilers for episode 8. Anyway, so let's get rid of Agent Locke. That was a poor choice on my behalf.
What about Craite at the top of the list?
Kate's really good. So she's a drug. We're going to spoil some games in these discussions. We can't help it. Just the nature of the discussion. So we're going to spoil a bit of Fallout 4 right now. Craite is a companion character you meet in the arena. Can't remember what it's called, but she's like a street fighter. She's really cool. She's like a drug addict, and she's sort of been raised in amongst all the raiders, the fucked up like Mad Max style people. And she just has some like, I can't believe you haven't done more with her story, because how Fallout 4 has like actual character progression for the companions.
Yes, I take her on Nick Valentine everywhere because he's awesome.
Yeah, see, I haven't played any of his. Is his story good?
I just learned recently that he has the memories of a cop that lived in the time of the lone survivor called Nick.
Right.
And he has like visions of Nick, the real Nick, and like the Nick was a cop, and you have to solve like this 200-year-old crime that's still going on because some like evil crime lord locked himself away in like a vault.
Oh fuck, that is cool.
Somewhere, and he turned himself into a ghoul to survive and live forever. I haven't done it yet, but it sounds really cool.
That sounds cool. See, I thought, when he gets that memory implant in the part of the main story,
yeah,
and he starts like exhibiting this second personality. I thought his story might go that
lines.
way. Pardon?
He says like 2 lines.
Is that all? Well,
that's all I've heard so far.
Oh, that's a shame, because I thought that's what his side story was going to be. So that's a bummer.
No, it was. I need to finish his side story because it seems really cool.
But yeah, that does sound cool. So Kate's is like you curing her addiction. Like, I think it can play out a couple of different ways, but that's how mine went out. And just hearing some of the stories of like life with these raiders, I thought was really good. But it doesn't. I don't know. The Nick Valentine story actually sounds cool. I wish I'd played that one. Have you played Paladin Dan's story?
No, I just joined the Brotherhood. He's an asshole, so I'm not going to spend any time with him.
Yeah, he's like a jingoistic fuck. But so he is a synth.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know he's a synth, which is what the cool part is. So one thing leads to another, and you have to track him down to like this bunker and kill him, because obviously the Brotherhood of Steel hates the synths. And I was obviously with the Brotherhood, and I theoretically I didn't really like Paladin Dance, but like whatever, he was like my comrade. I fought with him often enough. So when I found him, he was like, he had resigned to his fate. Like, he wanted to die because he hated what he was.
Yeah.
So he stood there and I fucking shotgunned his head off, and I had what was it called? What's the name of that perk that makes everyone explode?
Oh, Bloody Mess, yeah.
Yeah, I had that on, and I fucking went into VATS and took his head off. It was the fucking most impressive, like, bloody display ever. As I shoot this man just standing like an inch in front of me, and his head propels off the bat. It was really good. I've got some really great screenshots of that exact moment.
Yes, I saw it, yeah.
He wasn't a great character, though, I guess. Evie Fry? She's actually, like, one of the few good things about Syndicate. She's
Hey, like, a polished turd is still a turd.
No, she's actually good. She like does some stuff with Henry Green, the Indian dude. And yeah, she has like
transgender.
No, that's not every character in that game is transgender. There's only one.
You told me the Indian guy was a transgender.
No, the American guy's the transgender. Edward? No, not Edward.
Edward Kenway.
No. Point is, like, Evie Fry is the best thing about that game, and she has like a really sweet relationship with Henry Green that pays off real well.
Do they fug?
No, because it's
never mind.
Because it's an Assassin's Creed game. Come on, like, the game's made by people of different religious backgrounds, but none of them have sex ever. Come on. I guess actually in Assassin's Creed 2 you have that like quick time event sex scene, don't you?
Do you? I never played 2
with Ezio. 2's good. Yeah, like, I think Evie Fry's only a good character in light of everyone else being shit.
Yeah.
So you've got like 15 of these like really famous British inventors who are all awful. Like, they're all basically the same person, just doing good things to stop the Templars because they are. Like you even meet fucking Florence Nightingale. Like,
oh god,
it's the worst sort of like weird historical Victorian pandering ever. But then like her brother Jacob is just such an asshole. He's like almost a stereotype of himself. It's ridiculous. Like just his sort of like really violent white male, I'm always angry thing. It just stands
that's
out.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, but it's almost like they're parodizing him, I guess, if that's even a word. But yeah, like I like Evie Fry, but I think there's better characters on this list.
Like Senya.
Senya is great. So she is right. You know, in the theatrical trailer for Knights of the Fallen Empire, two hot brothers fighting at E3.
Oh yeah.
Well, she's their mother, right? With the Emperor Valkorion, who's actually the Emperor Vishya, who's like thousands of years old. So she's like this knight who is now basically facing a war against her son, who's trying to kill her, and she also has a daughter, and like she's really deep character. She's super interesting. In my most recent episode chapter of my Knights of the Fallen Empire write up on the website, where I'm sort of like talking through the story as it unfolds from my character's perspective. I've just been introduced to her. I've just done chapter 5. She's like she's weirdly deep in a way you wouldn't expect from a video game about Star Wars. You know, she's like, you're talking about where she sort of like her position basically as this knight of Zakul, who's like theoretically your enemy, but now she's turning against her son because he's fucking going to the dark side. But these people don't believe in dark and light. They're like a middle ground. So she's really deep, really good character. And she's like this old middle-aged old woman, which is an odd age for a character in a video game. For like that kind of character, I guess. She's super interesting. And she has a lightsaber, so she automatically wins. Hannah Smith. I guess if you haven't seen her story, this is probably like not an argument we can have.
I told you, I only know like 2 people on this list.
Hannah Smith she's basically got bipolar, and that's that whole game in a nutshell, really, is like Hannah and I can't remember the name of her other side of her, but like 2 completely different personalities, but played by the same person. So when you start that game and you've just got random video clips and you have to enter words to search for other clips, that's that whole game basically, and you're uncovering her story. But you can jump to the end and stuff. But the whole game is her on screen talking about her life from like 2 different perspectives, and she thinks she's 2 different people. So it's really
Right.
Hannah Smith is really 2 characters, so I guess she's cheating.
But wow, automatically off the list.
Super cool, super cool. That's the real problem, is like she's one of the best characters, but like without playing that game, it's so hard to get across why it's good. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the woman on the screen, the actual human, who's acting so well that sells it. Yeah, like Cerys on Craite, I don't think holds up to the other 2, because she's like cool, and she's like this woman trying to like overcome, I guess, like consider our society that me and you live in. Like, you know, you basically imagine a lot of really old Manx people with beards.
Oh god.
And then this one woman like who knows they're all stupid and they're just trying to kill each other, and she's like trying to actually bring order to these people. She's pretty good, sarcastic. I think she's the woman who's with you when you throw the child into the oven. I don't know if I told you about that.
No.
So you throw a kid into the oven, basically, in The Witcher 3. She's pretty good. She's funny, but it's hard for her to hold up against like Senya and Hannah. So I guess probably shouldn't bother saying any more about her. Tora's also a joke character I threw in there, because she's just like this really foul-mouthed woman with blue hair who just randomly appears in parts of Knights of the Fallen Empire to swear at people.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, she's like... There's this really cool scene. So in Knights of the Fallen Empire, all your companions, no matter what class you are all scattered, and they all relate to the story. So one of the trooper companions was in there, and he's like an alien, like a really ugly dog kind of alien, I think, like a Nikto or something. And she's just there insulting his mother, and it's like the fucking weirdest scene ever. As you're in the middle of this fucking pirate den of people trying to kill each other. There's this really spindly woman swearing about this dude's mother. It's fucking weird. He's just demanding an apology. It's a really good scene. But yeah, she shouldn't win. She's a funny character, but not the best.
Okay.
Quiet?
Oh, fucking Quiet, goddamn. We had many conversations on fucking Xbox just about Quiet in general.
Yeah, where do you fall on her? I mean,
I really like her.
In terms of like how her story pays off, what are your feelings?
Well, I mean, it kind of sucks that she wasn't actually a transgender 12-year-old boy, because that would have been much more interesting.
I agree. But go
But
on.
no, I really like Quiet. I mean, we had a lot of conversations about, how they kind of delivered it and her story, and it all pays off in the end. I mean, the ending to her story kind of sucks, where she basically talks to save Big Boss's life, and then wanders off into the desert to slowly die.
Yeah. I hated that. For like
Yeah,
2 days, I was furiously angry with that game.
because your waifu went off and died.
The one like even from a gameplay perspective, she was like the one I always used. So it was like Kojima just like shat in my mouth.
Well, yeah, she's the most useful. You send her in with a trank sniper rifle. She kills everybody in the fucking camp, and then you waltz in.
Yeah, but I eventually sort of learned that her doing like having that emotional reaction to a video game is not something that happens often. So I think it was really well done, even if I didn't like it when it happened.
I didn't like the hour I spent trying to do her mission at the very end, fighting off like waves of tanks and BTRs.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people complain about that. That was odd. Like I died maybe twice, but it wasn't. Maybe it was because I just specced for like total destruction at all
I
times.
spent so long at that part.
Yeah, I mean, were you stealthy?
Yeah, of course I was stealthy. It's a Metal Gear game.
Yeah, see, I was stealthy up until I had to shoot somebody. That was almost like my mantra when I played that game, because it just allowed you to play that way.
Yeah.
Just like shoot people silently until your suppressor runs out, and then shoot them loudly. So for me, it was like I already had all these like machine guns and different rocket launchers. It wasn't a problem. But I
Yeah.
imagine if you'd only bought like trank gun stuff, it could be shitty.
Yeah, it was kind of rough. But I mean, Quiet is a really interesting and deep character, I feel.
Yeah, I think she's good, despite the fact she says 2 words.
Well,
or
that's
something.
the point of her character.
Yeah.
So, shut up.
She's I know, but that's what I mean. She's good in spite of like the fact she only hums.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess her boobs are weird. Her boobs jiggle so much.
Of course they do. It's a Kojima game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's really good too. I don't know how I feel about them adding a mission now where if you play the game play a mission 7 times, you can go back and get her back.
I like it because if I ever go back and try to S rank everything, I'm going to do that because she's the most useful companion.
Yeah, I wish they made you stick to that because the only way you can get her back is by restarting the game and wiping all your progress.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, so thank you for doing that.
Yeah, I definitely liked how it paid off. Sean is an interesting character because right, you've played some of Fallout. So Sean is your son who gets stolen away from you in the opening hour. Where are you at in Fallout 4?
Well, I just made it to the Institute and found out that Sean is actually father.
Yes.
You said earlier we'd be spoiling Fallout 4, so I'm going to happily spoil that Sean is now the lead of the Institute.
Yeah, are you white in that game? You're a dude, aren't you?
Yes, I'm a dude. I'm a white dude with a ponytail.
So I'm a black lady, and my kid was black, obviously, because that's how genetics work. So when I turned up in the Institute, and my theoretical kid is behind bars, and it wasn't actually my kid, it was just another synth. Then this old dude walked in, but the old dude was black with like a white beard and stuff, so it looked like Morgan Freeman. And then I was having flashbacks to Evan Almighty. Is that the film where Morgan Freeman's God?
Yes.
Because he's basically in this white room in a white trench coat with like white beard and hair, and he fucking looked like Morgan Freeman. So I'm like, is this whole game just a fucking massive piss take at my expense?
You need to send me a screenshot of that because it sounds hilarious.
I've got loads. They're on my Steam profile. If you go on there, assuming I think the images are public on that.
I don't know. You're always appearing offline on Steam, so we try to talk to you.
Yeah, because I've got an asshole on there. I've got 2 assholes on there. You know them both.
Wow, thanks.
I almost said their names, which would have been bad. But, yeah, it was really surreal. I didn't know if this was some like massive prank on my behalf. Like the game just has Morgan Freeman as your son / father. It was super weird.
Yeah,
but that's the only reason I put him on there because that was fucking crazy.
Yeah, Sean's interesting. I haven't finished enough of that story to know more about him.
Do you mind if I spoil my ending?
Go ahead.
So I was with the Brotherhood of Steel. I basically raided and killed everybody in the Institute. And then planted a nuke and blew the thing up. But beforehand, like I encountered my son sort of bedridden. So this is like Sean as father.
Oh, he has like cancer, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he was like there, and he's like, he was really bitter, obviously, because I'm like tearing down all he's worked for, as you would be.
Yeah.
And so I shot him in the head, which was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, well, like I could either leave him to be nuked, or I'm gonna put him out personally. And I'm a cold bitch, so I put him out personally. And then when you go back down to like teleport out before the nuke goes off, your synth son is there. And so he was calling me mother, and he couldn't then, for whatever reason, whether he can reprogrammed or whatever, he now suddenly thought I was his genuine mother and was like appalled that I was going to leave him to be nuked. And I had to make a choice whether or not I was going to take this fake Sean or not. And I totally left him there to be nuked. It was really hard.
Oh, wow.
And
Well,
it was like this kid screaming at me that I was the worst person ever because I was fucking leaving this kid. And all the people were like, leaving your kid? It was,
Well,
cool.
that's when you first meet Father in the synth Sean, when he's like, "Oh, could you love a synth child?" as if it was a real thing.
Yeah, so I fucking lied about
that. Yeah.
I was playing all angles up until the last minute, and I mean, my character wasn't a racist bitch. That's not what she was doing. I had like a motivation behind what I was doing, and why I didn't like the Institute. It was just me personally, not in game.
Yeah.
So it was super momentous, I guess.
That sounds hilarious.
The Morgan Freeman thing was really weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, Cerys fucking great. Like, this has been a great year for female characters in games. We would have Lara Croft on here if she was a new character. She's had a stellar year. Cerys just really cool. She's the reason I kept playing that game, because it was basically her story, and I don't like Geralt from The Witcher. So,
right.
Yeah, I can't say anything more to spoil the end of that game because I don't remember how it exactly played out. Which is the problem.
Yeah.
And that game is like 9 months ago, so I really can't recall specific details about her plot. But she was cool. She was a cool character. But I don't think she's going to win this.
Right.
Which I guess brings us down to Senya, Hannah, and Quiet. And Sean, I guess?
You really think Sean is like the best character of the year?
No, I think I had the best experience with him of the year.
Yeah. I kind of wish that I actually finished Undertale, because then I'd probably throw like one of those characters up on here. But like
Goat Mom?
No, not Goat Mom. Goat Mom's a cool character, but I don't know. Definitely not like character of the year. Even though furries want to fuck her, doesn't make her a good character.
Classy.
So, who have we got to choose between?
Senya, Hannah, and Quiet.
Well, I only know one of these characters, so you pretty much know who my vote for.
Yeah, I think the problem I have is like Senya is a really interesting character, but so much of her story has not happened because of the nature of it's episodic.
Yeah.
So she's really interesting, but it's also just her writing, which is obviously a lot of the character. But when I think of like Hannah, you have like really interesting story and writing that goes with the gameplay, but then also the acting is super good. And it's similar with Quiet, where it's like, my opinion of Quiet it's such a weird thing to have like, hours and hours of gameplay with this character who's completely fucking silent, yet somehow you end up like developing this real attachment and personality to, and then they fucking fuck you over.
Yeah.
In the best possible way. So I don't know, like I think Quiet was the most emotional character, most emotional response I ever had this year.
That's like a real like achievement, because you never have any emotion for characters.
No, I'm emotionally pressed. I like tear up at music, and that's about it. But yeah, I think Quiet. At some point, it comes down to whether or not you think the writing of a character matters. But
my vote's for Quiet. I
know. Yeah. It's whether or not you're okay with not having the solid writing angle, because she doesn't have like
what
any
Quiet,
writing, but that doesn't matter in her.
She
character.
does
Case,
have
does it?
writing. She has plenty of action scenes and motivation. Just it's all told without her speaking at all. Like how you defeat her. You're the first person to defeat her. You go to kidnap her. She escapes, quote unquote, but then she stays there because she respects Big Boss, and for sparing her life, she saves them, and then they have the whole wacky adventures.
Yeah, she has all that backstory though. Like you find out with the Cypher tapes later on about like her recruitment.
She was the one that tried to kill you in Israel. No, what is it? Cyprus.
In Cyprus. Yeah, but I mean, like the stuff where you're reading about Skullface meeting. What's the name of the dude in the wheelchair?
Oh, Zero.
No, the dude in the wheelchair who's an Indian. the vocal cord Parasite Man.
Oh, Code Talker.
Yeah, Code Talker. Like the stuff about Code Talker and the parasites. You know when like Skullface uses the parasites and stuff like that. I guess was about her in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like Quiet. It's weird because like when you think about Quiet, she's just a pair of boobs on screen. That's what so many people think about it, but I think she is fucking really good.
Yeah.
When you like go beyond just her appearance, which is what so many people focus on when they talk about Metal Gear Solid 5.
If you're over the age of 14 and are not distracted by boobs in order to understand the character, she's great.
Yeah, you say that, but it's like, no, these are like 30-year-old feminists who I really respect saying that same thing. Which is, yeah. I guess you can go at them from either angle, aren't you? Like, depending on what you're looking for. Is boobs a good thing or a bad thing? Then you're going to focus about that.
Hey, boobs are great. You could have fucking Big Boss walking around in a thong and having his dick out, and I'd still say it was great.
He would be the best character then, I guess.
Of course, yeah. Oh man, does that mean technically we could have Venom Snake as best new character? Because he's a new character.
Yeah, guess.
No. When did Ground Zeroes come out? Was it early 2015?
No, it was 2014.
Shit, because technically
it was like March last year.
Yeah,
because it was our best looking game of the year last year.
Because technically, Medic Snake was already, introduced in 2014. Then, although you don't know it's him, of course.
Yeah, he wasn't a twink at that time, but he was when he got reborn.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think Quiet wins. How do you feel about that?
I'm happy with Quiet winning.
I think she's a really good character once you actually like examine her as that.
Yeah.
And, like actually look beyond the veneer.
We can get our GameDropZone prestigious Character of the Year award and pin it to her small bra.
Yeah, pin it to whatever piece of fabric you can find. Right on the nipple. We'll need to get a 2 then, won't we?
Oh yeah, good point.
Well that's best character of the year. Tomorrow we'll have what?
I don't know. Which one do you want to do?
We'll have another best of tomorrow. Tune in to find out which. There's a little bit of a mystery.
What a cliffhanger.
Toodles.
Bye.